The disrespect was everywhere. June 1992, NBA Finals approaching. Portland Trail Blazers versus Chicago Bulls. And the media narrative is spinning out of control in ways that make Michael Jordan's jaw clench every time he reads another newspaper, watches another broadcast, hears another analyst make the comparison that shouldn't exist. Clyde Drexler is just as good as Michael Jordan. That's what they're saying. That's what the magazines are printing. That's what the television talking heads are debating seriously, genuinely, like it's an actual question requiring serious discussion. Clyde the Glide Drexler, Portland superstar guard, athletic, skilled, leading his team to the finals, being compared directly to Jordan as if they're equals, as if their resumes are comparable, as if 6 years of Jordan dominance somehow gets erased, because Clyde had one great playoff run. And Michael Jordan, who has already won one championship, one finals MVP, 5 scoring titles, 2 regular season MVPs, doesn't just want to beat Portland. He wants to destroy the narrative so completely that nobody ever makes this comparison again. What happens over the next 13 days becomes the most one-sided finals demolition in modern basketball history. Jordan averages 35.8 points per game. Clyde averages 24.8 on terrible efficiency. Game 1, Jordan hits 6 three-pointers in the first half. Shrugs at the broadcast table mid-game like it's too easy. By Game 6, when the Bulls close out the series, the just-as-good narrative is dead, buried, never mentioned again. And Clyde Drexler spends the rest of his career knowing he got exposed on the biggest stage by the player he should never have been compared to in the first place. June 1992, the narrative builds throughout the playoffs. Chicago Bulls steamroll through the Eastern Conference. Jordan playing at a level that seems impossibly high even for him, averaging 34 points in the playoffs, dominating every opponent, making the path to the finals look easy. Meanwhile, in the West, Portland Trail Blazers fight through tough series. Clyde Drexler leading them with spectacular performances, athleticism on full display, acrobatic finishes, clutch shots, proving himself as one of the league's elite guards. And the media, desperate for storyline, desperate for drama, desperate to make the finals feel competitive, starts pushing the comparison. Jordan versus Drexler. Who's better? The debate is supposed to create intrigue, supposed to sell tickets and boost ratings. Instead, it creates fuel. The comparison isn't completely baseless on surface level. Both are 6'6" shooting guards. Both are athletic, both can score, pass, rebound, defend at high levels. Both lead their teams. Both carry offensive responsibilities. But that's where similarity ends. Jordan has been the best player in basketball for 3 years at this point. Won a championship the previous season, established himself as the most complete two-way player alive. Clyde is an all-star, a great player, maybe top 10 in the league. But comparing him to Jordan requires ignoring context, ignoring resume, ignoring the gap between all-star level and transcendent level. The media ignores all of it. Sports Illustrated runs a cover story. Jordan versus Drexler. Who's really better? The article presents it as a legitimate debate. Quotes anonymous executives saying Clyde is more complete. Quotes coaches saying the gap isn't as wide as people think. Quotes analysts saying Jordan's supporting cast makes him look better than he is. Jordan reads every word, registers every quote, files it away as motivation that he didn't need, but will absolutely use. NBA on NBC previews the finals matchup. Magic Johnson and Isiah Thomas in the studio debating the question. Magic says Jordan is better, but Clyde is close. Isiah says in a different system, Clyde might be just as effective. The debate continues for 10 minutes. Both legends treating this like serious analysis, like the question has merit. Jordan watches from his hotel room in Chicago, doesn't say anything to teammates, doesn't rant to media, just watches and calculates exactly how this is going to go. June 3rd, 1992, Game 1, Chicago Stadium, 6:37 p.m. Central Time. The finals begin with massive ratings. Everyone tuning in to see if Clyde can match Jordan, if Portland can compete with Chicago, if the narrative has substance, or if it's media creation about to get destroyed. First quarter starts, both teams feeling each other out, Portland playing physical defense, trying to slow Chicago's pace. Jordan takes his time, not forcing, just observing how Portland is guarding him, how Clyde is moving defensively, where the help comes from. 5 minutes in, Jordan attacks. Catches on the wing, Clyde defending, drives baseline, absorbs contact, finishes with reverse layup. 2-0 Bulls. Next possession, Jordan pulls up from 18 feet over Clyde's contest. Swish. 4-0. Portland responds. Clyde scores in transition. Nice finish. 4-2. Then Jordan explodes. Catches jab step pull-up three. Swish. 7-2. Transition. Jordan steals the ball from Clyde. Goes coast to coast dunk. 9-2. The gap is forming already, and it's not subtle. Into first quarter, Bulls lead 32-24. Jordan has 14 points. Clyde has 6. The efficiency difference is stark. Jordan shooting 67%. Clyde shooting 33%. Same positions, same responsibilities, completely different execution levels. Second quarter, Jordan sits briefly. Bulls maintain lead with bench production. Jordan checks back in at 6-minute mark. Score 42-38 Bulls. Portland cutting into lead. Clyde playing well, hitting shots, getting to the rim. Then Jordan decides the narrative ends tonight. 4:47 remaining second quarter. Jordan catches on the wing, 24 feet from basket. Clyde defending tight. Jordan doesn't hesitate. Rises up, perfect form. Three-pointer. Swish. 45-38. 43 seconds later, same spot, same distance. Catch, rise, release. Swish. 48-38. Portland timeout. Clyde looks at his coach, Rick Adelman, searching for adjustment. There isn't one. You can't adjust for this. Play resumes. Jordan catches again, this time 26 feet out, well beyond normal three-point range. Clyde closing hard, hand up. Doesn't matter. Swish. Third three-pointer in 90 seconds. 51-38. Chicago Stadium is shaking. Fans on their feet screaming, understanding they're witnessing something special. Jordan jogs back on defense, passes the broadcast table where Magic Johnson and Marv Albert are calling the game. Jordan looks directly at the camera, shrugs his shoulders, palms up, expression saying too easy. The shrug becomes iconic instantly. Gift before gifts exist, moment that defines the entire series. 2:14 remaining second quarter. Jordan catches again, 25 feet. Fourth three-pointer. Swish. 56-40, 16-point lead. 1 minute 38 seconds later, fifth three and a half. Swish. 61-42. Clyde is defending well, contesting every shot, playing physical, doing everything right. Jordan is operating on a different plane completely. Sixth three-pointer with 35 seconds left in the half. Swish. 6 threes in one half. 35 points at halftime. The comparison narrative is already dead. Clyde has 15 points on decent shooting, but it's irrelevant. The gap is too obvious. Halftime, Portland locker room is tense. Rick Adelman tries to rally the team, tells them second half is new game, tells Clyde to keep attacking, tells the defense to adjust. But there's nothing to adjust to. Jordan isn't doing anything complicated. He's just better. Significantly, undeniably, embarrassingly better. Third quarter, Portland comes out desperate, trying to cut the lead, trying to make it competitive. Clyde scores early, nice drive. 63-47, still down 16. Jordan responds immediately, catches, drives, Euro step, finish through contact. 65-47. Clyde tries again, pull-up jumper. Good. 65-49. Jordan catches, fadeaway over Clyde's perfect contest. Swish. 67-49. The pattern is relentless. Every time Clyde scores, Jordan answers instantly, doesn't let Portland build momentum, doesn't let them believe comeback is possible. By end of third quarter, Bulls lead 87-71. 16 points still. Jordan has 42 points total. Clyde has 22. The media narrative about them being equals feels absurd now, almost offensive to everyone watching. Fourth quarter becomes formality. Bulls maintain lead easily. Jordan coasts, still finishes with 39 points. Clyde ends with 30, but on poor efficiency, forcing shots, pressing, trying to match Jordan's production, and failing. Final score, Bulls 122, Portland 89. 33-point blowout in Game 1 of the Finals. Post-game interviews, reporters asked Jordan about the 6 three-pointers, about the shrug, about the first-half explosion. Jordan is diplomatic publicly. I was just in a rhythm. My teammates found me. I made shots. But privately, everyone close to Jordan knows exactly what that performance was. A statement, a response to every media member who compared him to Clyde, every analyst who questioned the gap, every narrative that needed destroying. Clyde is asked about guarding Jordan. He's professional, gives credit. He was phenomenal tonight. Best shooting performance I've ever seen up close. We'll adjust for Game 2, but the look in Clyde's eyes shows the truth. There's no adjustment for this. The gap is too wide. Game 2, Portland fights harder, plays more physical, tries to slow the pace. Doesn't matter. Jordan 39 points again. Bulls win 115-104. 2-0 series lead. Clyde 26 points on better efficiency, but still can't match Jordan's impact. Series shifts to Portland for Games 3 and 4. Home court advantage, crowd energy, chance to make it competitive. Game 3, Portland plays their best game. Clyde attacks early, gets to the line, makes plays. Jordan responds with 46 points. Bulls win 94-84. 3-0 series lead. The narrative is beyond dead now. It's humiliating. Clyde isn't just losing, he's being outplayed so badly that the comparison feels like insult to Jordan. Game 4, Portland desperate, facing sweep, pride on the line. Clyde plays well, 32 points, efficient, aggressive. Jordan has 32 also, but his are effortless, his control complete. Bulls win 93-88. 4-0 lead, one win from championship. Series returns to Chicago for Game 5. Portland avoids sweep, plays with desperation. Clyde scores 27. Team defense tightens. Bulls lose 119-106, only loss of series. Jordan has 46 points in a loss, but it doesn't matter. Championship delayed one game. Game 6 back in Portland, June 14, 1992, 6:07 p.m. Pacific Time. Bulls close out the series, win 97-93, second championship secured. Jordan finishes with 33 points. Clyde 23. Series over. Final stats tell complete story. Jordan, 35.8 points per game, 53% shooting, complete domination both ends. Clyde, 24.8 points per game, 43% shooting, outplayed in every measurable way. Finals MVP to Jordan, unanimous. And the just as good narrative never resurfaces. Not in 1992. Not in 1993. Not ever. Because Jordan didn't just beat Clyde Drexler. He exposed the absurdity of comparing them in the first place. Years later, 2010, Clyde Drexler does an interview about his career, about the 1992 finals, about facing Jordan. He's asked directly about the media comparison. Clyde pauses, measures his words carefully. That was the media creating a story. I never said I was as good as Michael. I knew what he was. Playing against him in that series showed everyone else what I already knew. He was the best player I ever faced. The gap between us wasn't small. It was massive. And those 6 games proved it to anyone who had doubts. The interviewer asks about Game 1, about the 6 threes, about the shrug. Clyde smiles, no bitterness, just acknowledgement. That was Michael making a point. The media compared us all playoffs. He heard it, didn't like it, used the finals to end the debate permanently. And he did. I've never been compared to him since. That series made sure of it. June 1992, media narrative says Clyde Drexler is just as good as Michael Jordan. 13 days later, after 6 games where Jordan averages 36 and Clyde averages 25, after Jordan shoots 53% and Clyde 43%, after Jordan dominates every statistical category and wins Finals MVP unanimously, the narrative dies completely. Jordan didn't just win a championship. He destroyed a comparison that should never have existed, humiliated the player who got caught in media hype machine, and made sure nobody ever mentioned Clyde's name next to his again. That's not rivalry. That's systematic destruction of false equivalence. And Clyde Drexler spent rest of career as great player who got exposed by the greatest. If you want the real stories of media narratives destroyed on biggest stage, the finals performances that ended debates permanently, the moments where legends proved gaps too wide to bridge, subscribe to The Real Game. We break down the systematic dominations. New stories every week. This is where comparisons die and hierarchies get established forever.